in Studio B, our second guest of the day, former dual sports star at BYU and his second trip to Studio B, Ryan Hancock, who, by the way, 4-1 record in the major leagues as the pitcher of record, and you have a batting average of 1,000.
That's pretty good, Ryan.
Not a bad claim to fame.
You batted once, you recorded a hit, you scored a run. That's like basically the best plate appearance ever. What do you remember about that?
Oh, gosh. Man, awesome memories. Just had gotten called up, met the team in Cleveland at Jacobs Field, and the day before I threw one pitch in a blowout to end the game. So it wasn't my first appearance, but the next day we went into extra innings, and I was the last guy left in the pen, basically, getting late in the game, and they had already taken out the starter or the DH, and so the pitchers were hitting in that position. And my turn came up. They didn't even have a helmet for me. They ran over to Cleveland and borrowed a helmet from Cleveland because I have such a big head, so my helmet didn't have a sticker on it. Luckily, they were navy blue too, and I'm wearing a Cleveland helmet. Borrowed a bat from Damon Easley. He gave me a cracked bat. Didn't even know that. So I go up to the bat against Julian Tavares, throwing 95 plus, and I haven't swung a bat forever, since high school basically. Foul off a couple of pitches, and he felt like he was just going to blow it by me, I guess. I finally caught up 2-1 with 2 strikes, I think. Hit a line drive to right field. Manny Ramirez lollygagged a little bit, almost got by him for a double, but I got a single. And then JT Snow proceeds to hit a home run, and I score the winning run. We were the visiting team, so I had to pitch out the rest of the inning, or the rest of the next inning. I had already pitched a couple innings, actually. And so I got my first hit, my first win, and got ESPN Play of the Day for diving for a popped-up bunt.
That was the best day ever, Ryan.
It was the best day ever. It was the best day ever.
That's amazing. That reminds me of Felix Hernandez had one at bat in Major League interleague play, and he hit a grand slam. So his slugging was 4,000 for his career. It was really
if
funny.
that's not karma, if that's not karma, the baseball god's smiling on you. I don't know what is.
That's crazy. I just love your claim to fame too, as the only BYU quarterback to play in the majors. Like that's crazy, right?
Well, I guess it's a little odd. You don't get a lot of 2 sports stars.
Yeah.
I was, extremely fortunate, obviously. I would have loved to have continued to play professional. I mean, I would love to play, have played college football a little bit longer, but that torn ACL against Utah kind of shut that down when I had baseball in my future. So I wasn't able to pursue the 2-sport thing, which I probably would have done for a couple more years had that not happened.
Ryan Hancock with us on BYU Sports Nation in Studio B, former dual sports star, quarterback for BYU football, major league pitcher, and of course you are invested in what the Batcats are doing right now.
Oh, yeah.
With BYU baseball.
Follow Ryan on Twitter if you want a good follow of a former player.
Yes.
What's your Twitter handle so people know?
Ryhan-Coog17.
Ryhan-Coog17.
Yeah.
What do you expect from BYU baseball in their first regional in 15 years?
Well, you know what? You always hope to expect wins, but you never know. I know it's within their ability to win the regional. It's a great spot for them. Not only is it in my hometown, which I'm super excited about, and I'm headed back there here in a couple hours.
Nice.
But also I feel like it's a great matchup for them, where they could have gone to Oregon State and faced a ridiculously good pitching staff. And it's all about facing the #1 guy from the other team. And if you get up against a guy that's just really hard, really good pitching is tough to overcome. So Stanford's going to have great pitching too, and so is Cal State Fullerton. They're going to face the #1, obviously, on Thursday as well. But I think the task is not as insurmountable. They are very familiar with playing in the Bay Area. Lots of things point towards a good showing, so I'm excited about it. I know Mike's going to have them ready.
BYU's playing 2 hours away from where they just played. Stockton to Palo Alto, which is great in terms of, we were just here, we're back, we're going to do this. What we always talk about, the Batcats, the hitting, the key to baseball is great pitching. You just talked about it. So what can BYU's bats overcome great pitching? How do you see that matchup?
Certainly. I mean, they're as good as it can get with hitting. The only problem is sometimes you get a pitcher that is just outstanding, and 1 or 2 runs is going to be what the game is going to happen. And they can definitely pull it off against a great pitcher. They're going to see a guy that throws low 90s, a right-hander, typical #1 guy that they've seen from the top WCC teams all year. So it's not like they're going to be unfamiliar with the type stuff he has. They definitely can beat him. I believe his name is Connor Siebold, will be the day 1 guy for Fullerton, and I know they have the ability to knock him around. But it's going to be key that our starter comes back and puts up zeros to match the other starter, because that's always key is matching what the other guy's doing.
Obviously, and without question, we want to see BYU perform well in this Stanford Regional. But because of what happened and them finally climbing that hurdle to get into the regional, have they exceeded expectations for this season? Like, would it be okay if they didn't win a game?
I mean, in their mind, I'm sure they're looking to make it through this.
Just as a fan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, even as with my experience, I know I always expect to win, and I know they're expecting to win, and I know Mike is expecting them to win, and I know that they feel like they can win. Not only would they have felt like they could have won if they went to Oregon, they're going to feel like they can win at Stanford, and lots of little things are pointing towards them doing well. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited. Their starters, obviously, you've talked about it multiple times. They're on a roll. That's key. That's really key, and especially if we do happen to get into the losers bracket, we have proven pitchers all the way through, and there's other teams probably rolled through their tournaments and didn't get deep into their pens the way we did and deep into their starting staff. And we threw out 5 starters out there, which is almost unheard at the college level, that all performed well. So even if we do lose a game, I think we're in a great situation.
Is it too much to ask the BYU pitching staff to do anything remotely close to what they did last week? Because they were amazing.
No, because it's a game of momentum, and it's a game about where you build off of your past performance. They're going to have that confidence back that they maybe lost a little bit there. So they've overcome a lot of adversity. That's how you get stronger, and that's where they are right now.
Is there someone on the staff that reminds you of you?
Is there anybody that can throw high 90s,
I haven't thought about that. I haven't. I'm not saying that I was unique, but we don't have we haven't, in college it's not really common to have a one-inning closer type, and that's kind of what I ended up being. Mason, obviously, with all of his saves in his career, does a good job in that
situation.
Tied
you, as a matter of fact.
Exactly.
How about that?
Yeah, and so he's a different type pitcher, but he's got the same mentality, bulldog mentality.
Mantis.
And he knows how to deal with pressure situations. A couple other guys have stepped in the same situation as well. But a closer is a unique position in college. There's not a lot of them.
Did you have a cool nickname like the Mantis, Mason?
Me?
Marshall?
Well, what they used to do, I played on that old field that was just basically, chain link fence. Same field, but no stands. They used to pull out a tape recording of the Wild thing because that was the era of
Ricky Vaughn.
Ricky Vaughn, and they'd blast that when I went out there. I don't know who came up with that. Maybe Brent Norton, the radio guy. I can't remember, but for a couple years they started doing that. It was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Very cool. Ryan Hancock with us in Studio B discussing BYU baseball and their NCAA Regional. Why do you feel like Mike Littlewood is enjoying consistent success that BYU hasn't had in a very long time?
I've been a Mike advocate from day one. When the vacancy came up 10 years ago, I talked to the athletic director and said, I don't know who else you have in the pipeline. I do know that Mike down at Dixie State is a future BYU. He's your man. It didn't work out for him then. They went with Coach Law, which was fine. He's also got a great pedigree. But I played for Mike for 1 year at the end of my career, and he's just outstanding. He demands hard work, this is what you need. He's just solid all the way around. He's one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. So, and look at his previous success. I knew he was a BYU guy. He's got the right edge you need, and he'll make a team play up to the level he expects.
Now, on top of everything that you've accomplished in your career, you're also Colton Shaver's pitching coach, so we need to throw that out there as well.
And Colton's pitch this year.
Yeah, I was so stoked when he got out there. He was a good pitcher in high school, and he could have easily been a college pitcher as well. He was just such a good hitter.
Yeah, I think it's worked out okay.
And I don't know if you know, also, Brennan threw a few innings for me at Jordan also, so Brennan was a good enough athlete.
Anderson.
Yeah. Brennan and Colton both played with me, so.
Who knew?
So who knows, maybe Brennan will get out there. Let's hope not.
Hopefully not this weekend, hopefully not.
Ryan, great to have you with us, man. Enjoy the trip out to Northern California and watching BYU baseball.
Yeah, I wanted to add, I hope I can get a little bit of that Sports Nation karma as I'm driving across Nevada. I want to avoid those speeding tickets.
Yes.
That's what I need from the Sports Nation karma.
To Ryan
do not
Hancock
endorse
to avoid speeding tickets.
10 or less, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm headed out there maybe to do a little radio, but I'm going to definitely be there for the games.
Okay, awesome.
Very cool.